Well, howdy and happy Thursday morning, and welcome to the November Rooster Booster Breakfast, brought to you by the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce. And today, Specialty Foods Group, the makers of Kentucky Legend Ham. And let me tell you, those three words, Kentucky Legend Ham, you're going to be living for them by the time that we're finished with Rooster Booster this morning. We're so glad to see each and every one of you. Now, I'm going to have a special guest hostess with me today, and I cannot wait to introduce her, but I got to get ready for her because she's going to put me to work in the kitchen today. So let me get suited up. And while I'm doing this, we're going to start Rooster Booster like we do each and every month. And I'm so thrilled to welcome for our invocation and pledge this morning. Let me get this tied off. My friend and the president of the Greater Owensboro chapter of the NAACP. With our invocation and pledge, please welcome to our program, Rondell and Randolph.
Let us now have a word of prayer together. Please bow your heads. I love you, Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Power and might are in your hands, and at your discretion, people are made great and given strength. All-knowing God, thank you that you make known your love and that your purposes will stand. Your plans will not fail. Your word says that the blessing of the Lord brings unity, protection, and love. Give assurance that you are constantly working all things for our good. You are the God of peace. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Let the majesty of the Father be the light that guides us. The compassion of the Son be the love that inspires us. And the presence of the Holy Spirit be the strength that empowers our community. In Christ Jesus' name we pray, and we say together, amen. Let us say our pledge together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic from which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gents, the Reverend Rondell and Randolph. Rondell, thank you so much for being with us. And of course, want to mention again, the president of the Owensboro chapter of the NAACP. And I have to say this too. Rondell is a member of the Leadership Owensboro class of 2021. Like I should get my whisk and clap. Okay, so I'm pumped to introduce my co-hostess this morning, our very special guest. Everybody, get ready. We're going to do some cooking. It's Brooklyn Maple with Kentucky Legend. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so excited right now. I can barely handle it. So is my dog.
Okay.
He's being crazy.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of dogs, you know, I have 4 to your 1. It's entirely possible during our conversation on our program this morning that my 4 dogs will make some sort of unplanned, chaotic cameo. So hey, it happens.
That's the wonderful part of being at home right now.
Right. And can I also tell you all, if you're tuning in, the lighting in my kitchen is absolutely horrendous. I have this huge light behind me that I had to put a sheet over, okay? So I have this overhead that is, illuminating the fact that I'm going bald. Brooklyn brought in a ring light. Look at her. I mean, she looks phenomenal.
It's amazing what a ring light can do.
Okay, so tell everybody what we're going to do this morning. I love this idea and the fact that Kentucky Legend is sponsoring Rooster Booster this morning with Specialty Foods because we're doing something pretty holiday flavored.
Oh, absolutely. And we're doing it Kentucky style, right? We are doing a ham glazed with whiskey. So it's a really easy recipe. It's probably likely that you have everything in your pantry. You might have to go out and get some oranges and a Kentucky Legend ham. But at the end of the day, it's super simple.
You and I have been baking a ham already this morning.
Yes. So we have a whole ham. It's like 6 to 8 pounds, and we've been cooking it for 20 minutes per pound. We both kind of assumed we were at a 6 to 7 pound. So it's been in for 2 hours, and it's time for us to pull this out.
Okay. I'm so excited. Okay. Hold on. Can you first show your hand mitt? Can you? Your oven mitt.
Just a little bit of Heather Terry right there.
Thank
you for calling me out.
I think it's hilarious. By the way, Heather Terry, formerly with the Owensboro Convention Center, now with Town Square Media, WBKR, WOMI Owensboro. Get it, Heather. Okay.
She's going to kill me. Ooh.
Oh. OMGKY legend.
I love that we have matching pots right now.
Okay, can I tell you that 2 of my 4 dogs smelled the ham and they both ran in here? They're standing at my feet right now. They're all about this.
I'm pretty sure you heard my dog like cry earlier, so I think he's ready to.
So, Brooklyn, now that we have the ham out, we're actually about to prep something to go along with this, right?
Yes, we're going to make the glaze. What's a little bit different about this one is like most of them, they have you put it in for like an hour and then you're glazing every 20 minutes. This one, you're actually pulling it out 20 minutes before and you're going to make the glaze. It takes like 15 minutes to get it to like that thickness that you want. You're going to, of course, put it over the ham and then we're going to pop it back in for 20 minutes. I always save a little bit because I think it's really great to like pour it over right before you serve. So I will say that whenever we're done.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get prepped to make this glaze with you all so you can kind of follow along at home. It's the Kentucky Legend home game. But right now, we're going to hear and meet our brand new members for the month of November here at the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce. So, Hannah Thurman, take it away.
The Cottage Farm Stand and Baking Company offers a wide array of homemade sweet and savory muffins packaged in their signature egg cartons, cookies, soups, canned goods, breakfast sandwiches, and lunch combos. They feature a full-service coffee bar as well. The Cottage Farm Stand and Baking Co. is located at 6869 Highway 56 in Sargo, just 5 minutes from the bypass. You can find out more information by calling 270-794-7040 or on their Facebook page, Cottage Highway 56, and that's Cottage HWY 56. Welcome to the Chamber, the Cottage Farm Stand. The Pub on 2nd is located in the historic Smith Warner Building in downtown Owensboro at 116A West 2nd Street. This locally owned and operated pub is the place for craft martinis, beer, and cocktails. Come see them and enjoy their daily drink specials. Mask and social distancing are required. Welcome to the Chamber, the Pub on 2nd.
Okay, so, sorry. Hello. Congratulations to all of our new members. We are so excited to have you aboard. And we're really thrilled that you're here with us in November, because really, in so many ways, this is a Thanksgiving version of our Rooster Booster breakfast. And my co-hostess this morning, if you all are just joining us, is the lovely, the vivacious, the talented, the culinary genius, Brooklyn Maple from Kentucky Legend.
You are too much. Thank you.
She is Owensboro's answer to the Food Network. I'm just saying.
I'll take it.
So you and I, very early this morning, started baking a ham, 325, basically like 20 minutes a pound. So we baked ours for a couple hours.
Yes, we're 2 hours in. We've already pulled it out. We're kind of letting it rest just a little bit. And now we're going to start the glaze, just kind of combine our ingredients and heat that up for like 15 minutes until it's nice and thick.
So real quick, we're gonna simmer this glaze on what, like low, medium?
It's medium low. Yep,
okay.
Medium low.
Okay.
Now be careful here because we are cooking with whiskey and that could cause a fire. So it's just good to be smart, you know? Look alive in the kitchen.
Look at my whiskey, got a little Yellow Banks action.
I'm like,
so
I don't know what this is. We're going to use, okay, so if you look this up on our website, keep in mind it's for a half ham. So you are going to want to focus on doubling all of your stuff. So we're doing 1 cup of whiskey.
1 cup, okay. Oh, yes.
Crushed it. We are going to throw into, we have 2/3 a cup of light brown sugar we're going to throw in there as well.
Okay. Can I just tell you that I'm already having like a slight contact buzz from the whiskey?
If it wasn't so early in the morning, I'd have one, but you know.
Now we're doing how much brown sugar?
It's 2/3 a cup because we doubled the recipe.
Oh, okay.
As you're doing that, the thing that takes the longest time, people, is the orange zest, okay? You're doing 4 tablespoons. That's about 2, I'm gonna say average size oranges because I don't know what the average size of an orange is, but I'm just saying like 2 of these bad boys. And so I'm gonna add that in, Chad.
Okay, I've got mine too. And by the way, I want to thank you for the recipe with the orange zest because I'm pretty sure I bloodied every knuckle that I have. Thank you.
I was focused on that so hard because I've easily zested an acrylic nail off before, I'm not gonna lie.
That's hilarious.
Okay, I don't know what type of recipes don't have like allspice or cloves in them whenever you're talking about anything that's coming whenever the air gets a little crisper. So we have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. And then we also have a 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. And that's essentially all you need for this. And we're just gonna make sure it's all well combined. And then this one, it's not like a super syrupy glaze like some of the other ones that you're used to. You just wanna get it to thicken a bit. So don't worry if this is still a little runny.
And what did you say the amount of cloves was?
It is, as I double check, because I had to write it down because it's a 1/4 teaspoon.
1/4 teaspoon, okay. Perfect.
And then I also just oddly have I have like full cloves. I don't think it's odd. I make way too many hams in my lifetime, but that's also a good thing for garnish if you want to stick it in the ham at the end too. A lot of people put it in whenever they're baking, but you know, to each their own.
And one more quick question, just to clarify, how much allspice?
It is a half a teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon, okay.
Yes.
So can I just tell you, I mean, I barely even stirred this so far. It smells fabulous in this kitchen.
Doesn't it? I mean, this is seriously my favorite glaze. It has like the perfect, like, I want to say outer shell, but like really it's sweet. You can definitely taste the orange and you do taste the whiskey, which is kind of something that's hard to follow through on some of your recipes. So the flavors are definitely there.
Okay, so we've had whiskey, we've had brown sugar, we've had ground cloves, allspice, and right now this is basically simmering medium-low heat, low-medium heat. Smells fantastic. What's next?
We are gonna let this sit for like 15 minutes. I feel like I need to whisk mine too because those that orange zest is not really wanting to break up for me. But we're just gonna let this sit here for 15 minutes and then we're gonna glaze the ham with it.
All right, so while we're doing this, we're actually going to check in with somebody that you know very well, the president of Specialty Foods here in town. We're going to turn it over while we're cooking in the kitchen and working hard on this ham. We're going to welcome to Rooster Booster this morning, Eric Sheese. Take it away, Eric.
Good morning. My name is Eric Sheese, and I'm president of Specialty Foods Group, home of Kentucky Legend, the #1 natural juice boneless ham, as well as a top producer of regional branded hams, lunch meat, and franks. It is our pleasure to present once again this year the November Rooster Booster. Last year, I presented to the Rooster Booster audience an overview of SFG, as well as an announcement of our partnership with world-renowned artist and Owensboro native Aaron Kaiser on a project to bring a new piece of art to Kentucky Legend Pier. After 4 challenging, delayed, weather-related weeks, we finally unveiled it on December 13th. In January, we were honored by the Owensboro Chamber of Commerce with the Manufacturer of the Year Award. It was a prestigious honor given the impressive list of nominees of everyone here in the community. We humbly accepted this award on behalf of the approximately 750 team members that worked tirelessly to put meals on the plates of many Americans. As a food producer designated an essential business by our federal government, we were asked to continue to operate to provide a needed benefit for our society. I couldn't be more proud of how the SFG team answered this challenge, and it was a challenge. In May, we paused operations for 10 days to, among other things, review our operations and implement the latest CDC and OSHA guidelines for meat plants. The procurement of the PPE and raw materials was not easy. It was at this time that I recognized how lucky we were to be a member of the Owensboro community. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Representative Brett Guthrie, Suzanne Miles, Judge Executive Al Mattingly, Mayor Tom Watson, and all their staff members for the help that they provided during this time. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to City Commissioner Larry Condor for making those contacts, as well as Andy Ball with the EMA for helping our team locate materials and supplies, and most importantly, to Clay Horton and his staff at the Green River District Health Department for not only the consultation help they provided us, but everything that they do for the community. We realize that this pandemic has been especially tough for some of our neighbors. In addition to the 23,000 pounds that we provided to regional food banks and local charities, we've continued to feather an additional 40,000 pounds to those organizations over the last 6 months. So what's next? Obviously, we're going to be dealing with this pandemic for the foreseeable future. We will continue to do our diligence to protect our team members at SFG and take care of our customers. We'll continue to hire people, provide members of our local community with gainful employment and opportunity for benefits, and we'll continue to improve our property and execute on a CapEx budget that's 150% of last year. In short, we are planning to continue to grow and operate here in Owensboro and be a valued member of our community. Thank you.
Good job, Eric. And by the way, I'm sure Brooklyn will share some of her ham with you, but if she doesn't, holler at your boy, I'll hook you up. So, gang, if you're just tuning in this morning, we're with Brooklyn Maple from Kentucky Legend. I almost just joined your last name with the word Kentucky. Why not?
That sounds good.
Yeah. So, we're making this glaze, this whiskey glaze for this Kentucky Legend ham. Remind folks what's in the glaze.
All right, so we had some light brown sugar, we had some allspice, some cloves. Of course, there was some orange zest in there, and then whiskey. I mean, we had to have the whiskey in there.
So while we are working away in our kitchens, we're going to check in with Nick Cooper, who's in the Kentucky Legend Test Kitchen, and he's going to share with you some of the delicious and exciting regional brands that Specialty Foods makes. Nick.
I'm here in the Kentucky Legend Kitchen with our 5 regional brands. We have Field, Fisher, Scott Pete, Kentucky and Gold, and Mickleberries. All these are sourced locally here in Owensboro at our plant. Field was established in 1914 here in Owensboro, Kentucky by Charles Field with just 2 employees. The time-honored recipes have been the same for over 100 years now. We have hot dogs, lunch meat, bologna, and bacon products. Fisher's was started in 1904 in Louisville, Kentucky. We have time-honored recipes that just give you that smile in every single bite. That's why we're known as the smile-making people. We have hot dogs, bologna, bacon, lunch meat. We even have some pickled products. Established in 1926 and prepared in small batches using time-honored century-old methods, Scott Pete is known as the flavor of Chicago. We have deli meats, sausages, and hot dogs, but the sausages and the hot dogs really pack that extra pop and bite to them. If you live east of the Mississippi, then you know Kentucky and Gold. Although operations began in 1984, our premium deli meats reflect the quality and tradition that Specialty Foods Group LLC is known for. Some of the products that we have range among roast beef, bologna, ham, and turkey. Founded in Chicago in 1893, Mickleberries rapidly made its way to being a very popular brand throughout the Midwest. As time passed, we began to focus on what really mattered and what people really loved, and that was our value-added hams. This includes wholes, halves, quarters, and even ham steaks. Here at Specialty Foods Group, we're very proud to manufacture all these products for all of these brands. You can find many of them in your local grocery stores here in Owensboro, Kentucky.
Thanks, Nick. And can I just say, Brooklyn, that I may want to just sell my house and go live in the Kentucky Legend Test Kitchen. Possible? Is there a leasing option available?
I mean, I'm sure you can figure that out.
I mean, if I had a couple of cabinets to put my stuff in, I think I'll be good because it just seems like it's a delicious place to be.
It is.
So this is November's Rooster Booster, and we are making this just delicious what is it? Ham glazed with whiskey recipe from Kentucky Legend. Brooklyn, it smells so good.
It really does. I can't wait. We're just at this point letting it simmer on low, trying to wait for it to kind of thicken up. So we still have a little bit of time left.
And real quick too, so we're using, I think our hams, we talked about this earlier, the ham that you baked, the one that I baked, roughly like 5 to 6 pounds in that ballpark.
This is actually 6 to 8 pounds.
Okay.
So this is our
how many
largest
people, yeah, how many people does that feed?
Okay, so I've heard a lot of different things, oddly enough, on like how much you should use whenever you're serving your family. The point is to have at least 1 pound per person and make sure that they have leftovers, because the whole point of the holidays is to have something to eat on for the rest of the week. So that'll be about 6 to 8 people if they all take a pound home, or if they kind of like consume, you're not going to eat a whole pound of that. But I mean, it's that delicious, maybe you will want to.
I was going to say.
Well, let's talk about it too, because it's important for everyone to know that we have a ton of different options for you whenever you are buying your ham. You don't have to go in that far if it's just going to be you. You can always make sure that you get a half ham. So obviously this is about half of the size here. We're looking at like 3 to 5 pounds. We do have a petite ham that looks just like the whole ham. You're not going to find that in every store, but we have them in quite a few. And you're going to see that it's literally the same weight as the half ham. So that's a great option as well. And so like I mentioned, that's like 3 to 4 pounds. That's great. I always make a half ham for Thanksgiving because I'm focused on the turkey. Don't tell anyone that, but I always want to make sure you have the option, but I still know what's the center plate for our Thanksgivings, at least in the Maple household. And then I've also done this too. So we have our quarter sliced hams. This is what you see in the store all the time. It should be a staple in your fridge, as it definitely is in mine. And this is, you're looking at like 1 to probably 2.5, 3 pounds whenever you're grabbing these. These are pre-sliced. And so they're awesome to have for any recipe that you're looking for, or it's great for a sandwich. But I've also glazed these too. So we do have recipes on the website that show you how to glaze a smaller portion if you have a smaller family, or if really you just don't want to make a pretty large ham. We also have, because we have so many options here at Kentucky Legend, we do have ones that are glazing hams where you can see them. They have a little net around them, and they have a powder that you can use where you're just adding water, which is definitely phenomenal. But for me, I always like to make our glazes. So we have so many different options out there. Definitely anything for any size family.
And speaking of the glazes that Brooklyn is talking about, we're making this whiskey glaze right now. And we have just a few more minutes of simmering. So while we take care of that, because we're getting very close to the part of the program, we're going to take that glaze and we're going to slather it all over that ham. That's a good word, isn't it? Slather.
Perfect.
So while we get ready to do that, we're going to check in with Candace Brake, who's probably so jealous that she doesn't smell ham where she is this morning. But she has November's Chamber Update. Candace.
Hello everyone. It's been a busy month here at the Chamber. I have lots to tell you about that's coming up this month of November. As you know, today we have a very special guest speaker, Andrew Davis, and we want to give a special thanks to the Mike Horn Foundation for sponsoring Mr. Davis's visit here to Owensboro. We're so happy to have him here. And speaking of that, we also want to thank the Marilyn and Bill Young Foundation for sponsoring the books that we're going to have a community read for later on in the next 2 months. And this month, we also have a special welcome to give to Shelley Nichols and to Martha Michael, our new staff members that are here at the Chamber. Shelley is all things membership. She's our vice president, and Martha is our events and communications coordinator. Welcome to both of you. We're so happy you're on our team. And speaking of team, we want to thank our renewals, our members who have invested in our work. Now more than ever, a Chamber membership is so important to the community, so we can keep doing our work. And we operate like a small business, as you know, and the most of you do. So your membership helps us keep our lights on and keep going. Thank you so much for investing in us and investing in something larger than yourself. We have a lot of things to talk about, including our insurance programs. Please make sure during this open enrollment time that you get with Shelley Nichols if you're interested in learning more about our work comp and our health insurance program. Nominations for the Business of the Year Awards will be coming out soon, so be thinking about people who have been excellent this year and deserve some special recognition for what they've done in their business. The General Assembly is starting in January too, and we will be working on our legislative session, working on a preview for the membership so that you can stay in tune of what's going on in our state capitol. And then, as we all know, Thanksgiving is coming up, and right around the corner is Shop Owensboro, powered by Independence Bank. We will be reaching out to you on social media soon to remind you of this. We are going to have a whole week this year. It's not just going to be a moment, it's going to be a movement to be able to shop local and to help our neighbors and friends by investing back in their businesses. And to close out today, we would like to show the video for the library.
I'm feeling really, really great. We've been nominated. This is our 4th time, and so we're really, I'm proud and excited to have won. We have the best, in my opinion, the best staff in town. You just can't beat them. They work so hard to make sure that we are the best library in the area. We do a wide variety of things. The award we won tonight is Education and Workforce Development, and that is something that has been a part of our strategic agenda for several years now, to really be a part of the economy and the economic growth of our area. And by providing learning opportunities and tools for small businesses, for people who may need extra education to sort of continue that education through their life. I just want them to feel like they got what they came in wanting. So I want them to feel fulfilled with getting that answer that they want, or that object that they need, or that material that they need, whatever it is, whatever their objective is. I want them to be able to find what they need at the library.
Davis County Public Library, love that video. Oh wait, I clapped with the whisk earlier. Let me clap with my basting brushes. In Brooklyn, it's time to do what we've been waiting for 15 minutes or so to do. We're going to take this whiskey glaze and we're going to baste this Kentucky Legend ham with it.
Yes. So because this one isn't that thick, let's be honest, I'm just going to pour it over and kind of use my Kentucky Legend little baster here that we had from last year.
Love it.
And like I mentioned, I like to leave just a little bit extra in the pan for later.
I'm going to bring mine down here so you all can see. Oh my gosh, this ham looks so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty amazing.
It does, and it smells even better. Actually, I don't know. They're both kind of crushing it right now.
Okay, so I've actually poured my entire glaze over the ham, so I can, at this point, really get my brush, dip back into the roasting pan, and slather some more of this on, right?
Yes, and on this one, we did use a roasting pan, and you're going to see that we both used a rack. What we did not do, which some recipes do call for, is they tell you to add some water to the bottom of the pan, and then they tell you to cover it. This entire recipe we're doing uncovered, so keep that in mind. And we did not add any water at the bottom.
Can I tell you, I think my favorite part of this right now is how the orange zest is clinging to the outside of the ham. It just looks so good.
That's what I was talking about before with the crust. Like, that's really what it creates, is like this orange whiskey, like sweet crust on the outside of it.
Yeah. So now that we have basically glazed our ham, it's going to go back in the oven for how long?
Another 20 minutes.
Another 20 minutes.
And you want to make sure that you check the thermometer. It's always going to be important. At the end of the day, all of our products are double smoked. They're really just a heat and eat. That's the important part. But you want to make sure that you double check whenever we're done that we hit the right temperature.
Yeah. Well, gang, I can tell you, in fact, I'm going to show you just how absolutely insane this looks already. And here's the deal. It's going back in the oven to look even more insane. And so while we do that, we have a really awesome featured speaker lined up for you all today. And to introduce that speaker, we're going to welcome to the program this morning. He's probably also jealous that his kitchen doesn't smell like ham today, or his office. So let's welcome our 2019 Chamber Board Chair, Dave Roberts. Take it away, buddy.
Well, good morning, Owensboro. We've got quite the treat for you this morning with our Rooster Booster guest speaker. Andrew Davis is a best-selling author and internationally acclaimed keynote speaker. Before building and selling a thriving digital marketing agency, Andrew produced for the NBC's Today Show, worked for the Muppets in New York, and wrote for Charles Kuralt. He's appeared in the New York Times, Forbes, the Wall Street Journal, and on NBC and the BBC. Davis has crafted documentary films and award-winning content for tiny startups along with Fortune 500 brands. Recognized as one of the industry's jaw-dropping marketing speakers, Andrew is a mainstay on global marketing influencer lists. Wherever he goes, Andrew Davis puts his infectious enthusiasm and magnetic speaking style to good use, teaching business leaders how to grow their businesses, transform their cities, and leave their legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in offering a warm Rooster Booster welcome to Andrew Davis.
Good morning, Rooster Boosters! Oh yes, my friends, rise and shine. Today is another busy day. What a great turnout this morning. I had a great first half day in Owensboro yesterday, and all I can say is wow. I mean, what a great place full of really great people. You've got something special here. Thanks to all of you who I met yesterday. You're such great people and such great hosts. All right, give it up for all those people that hosted me yesterday. We all have a lot on our plates, and there is so much going on. I get it. I know how you feel. There is so much information to consume out there. In fact, I woke up this morning to over 100 emails in my inbox. Like 80 of those were from Bed Bath & Beyond, but this is the age we live in. We live in an information overload world. Here's the thing, information overload is a paradox. Just because there's more information available does not mean we can consume more. Yep, let me say it again. Just because there's more information available does not mean we can consume more. And when I say more information, I mean a lot more information. There are 17 new web pages published every single second. Yeah, 17. Here we go. 17, 34, 51, 68, 85. Yep, someone just published 85 web pages. Who's gonna read all those? Oh wait, that was 85 more. Here, let me show you what information overload looks like. Let me draw you a chart. Let me show you what information overload looks like. All right, on this axis, we have time. This is time. And we're just looking at a time frame from 1950 to basically today. All right? Time from 1950 to today. And on the y-axis here, we have the amount of information. All right? The amount of information from basically infinity, all the information in the world, to zero information at all. And this yellow line here is the amount of information we can actually consume. The amount of information one can actually consume. This pink line is the perceived amount of information. The amount of information we think is available. Now, in 1950, you can tell there's not a big gap between these two lines. In 1950, maybe you had your favorite television show. You watched one show, there were only 3 channels to choose from, and the gap between the perceived amount of information and the information you could actually consume wasn't very big. Maybe you had your favorite newspaper. There was another newspaper in town, but you didn't like that newspaper. You chose to read this one. Or maybe you had a favorite radio station. You chose to listen to this radio program, not that radio program. Or a favorite magazine. Yeah, there was a lot of magazines to choose from, but you were into, I don't know, model trains, and you decided to read model train magazines. It wasn't that big of a gap. And then somewhere, I don't know, around here, the gap starts to widen. Yes, this is the dawn of cable television. And in the 1990s, things started to change rapidly. You see, first, there was CNN. Then there was CNN headline news. Then there was CNN international news. Then there was CNN Espanol. Then it was Bloomberg, CNBC, MSNBC, Fox News, Fox Business News, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Classic, and ESPNU. Then there was the Food Network, HGTV, DIY Network, Discovery Channel, National Geographic, Travel Channel. It just keeps going. There was the History Channel, MTV, MTV2. There was also MTV Classic because we wanted music videos back. There was VH1, Country Music Television, and even the Sci-Fi Network. Yeah, you see, here, if you were watching ESPN and you decided you wanted to know what was on ESPN2, you used your remote and you checked what was on ESPN2. The gap between the amount of information we could actually consume and the amount of information we thought was available starts to widen. Today, it's a talkie stick. It's way up here. Yeah, there's more information than we could ever want. There's always one more TripAdvisor review to read, one more blog post to check out, one more YouTube video we should read, one more online subscription, one more box to check, one more form to fill out. There's one more idea I have, one more Facebook friend I should ask, one more tweet I should... It just never ends. And here's the thing. Most people are focusing their energy right here. This is the perceived opportunity. They're chasing the social stream. They're creating more and more content in the hopes that you'll click something. They're sending out more newsletters. Buy now, read now, learn more. Click here. That's what most people are doing. But the actual opportunity is right here. You see, the amount of information we can actually consume hasn't gotten much higher. In fact, if you stayed up for 24 hours, that would be your peak consumption. If you just consumed all the content you could consume all day and all night, that would be here. It's a flat line. The key is we want to be part of the information one can actually consume. That is the real opportunity. You see, I think it's time we stopped committing information overload. We don't want to contribute to it. In fact, ask yourself, what if we combat information overload? So, how do we cut through the clutter and focus on the activities that deliver the largest return on investment? Why Owensboro? How do we attract the visitors, employers, businesses, employees, tourists, new residents, new investment, new opportunities to Owensboro? How do we grow Owensboro? Well, the experts tell us we need to create a sense of place, and they're not wrong. What is a sense of place? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's been decades of research into defining a sense of place, but I like this definition. Sense of place is the emotional relationship that an individual has with a particular area. It's the feelings, perceptions, attitudes, and behavior towards a place. That's right, it's the feelings, perceptions, attitudes, and behavior a person has towards a place. You see, when you create a unique sense of place, it forces us to think. It's this sense of place that allows us to own a corner of our audience's mind. So if we want to attract those visitors and employers and businesses, employees, tourists, new residents, new investment, and new opportunities to Owensboro, we need to create a unique sense of place. We need to make people feel something. Let's do this, all right? You know Owensboro. I mean, you must have developed your own sense of place. You must have your own feelings, probably strong feelings about your place, the place you live and work, right? You're here. You know Owensboro better than most. Okay, so let me ask you, is Owensboro unique? Well, yeah, it's unique, duh. All right then, does Owensboro have a diverse set of attractions? Of course it does. Okay, well, does Owensboro have something for everyone? Yeah, young or old, single or married, kids, no kids, of course we have something for everyone. Really? It's unique and it has something for everyone? Look, you can't create a sense of place when you have something for everyone. When we have something for everyone, you're actually attracting no one. Instead, we need to make sure we're something to someone. We have to change the way we refer to our town if we want to create a truly unique sense of place, if we want to own that corner of their mind. Look, do you guys have great sunsets? You do, right? Yeah, look at this gorgeous sunset over the Ohio River. Spectacular! Here's the thing, the sunset's everywhere, literally everywhere. What about great hiking? You guys have some great hiking right here in Panther Creek Park. Well, here's a great hiking trail in Oregon. Looks pretty nice, right? How about historic sites? I mean, you have some great historic sites. You have the amazing sassafras tree, right? Like, that's unique. But it looks very similar to the world's largest oak in Georgia, or even bigger, a redwood. Look, history happens everywhere. Everyone has history. Okay, what about shopping? What about dining? What about a cute little downtown Main Street? Yeah, just down the way from here, Bardstown has a really cute, quaint downtown too. Look, we have to change the way we present, market, and talk about Owensboro. And it starts with you. Here's the deal. I spent 3 years traveling across America. On my trip, I stopped into towns and cities from Acadia, Maine to Anchorage, Alaska, trying to find out how to create a sense of place. In every town, I'd walk into the nearest sandwich shop or barbecue joint, boutique candy shop or visitor center, and ask one simple question. What is your town known for? It turns out there are 7, yes, 7 common answers to this question. And ironically, none of them help us stand out. None of them help us create a sense of place. None of them own a corner of our audience's mind. We must change the way we describe where we live and work if we're going to attract new opportunities. Let's break down the 7 most common ways we describe the place we're marketing. And let's do it with a top 7 list. Ladies and gentlemen, the top 7 ways we describe the place we're marketing. Here we go. Number 7. We say things like, well, we're about a half hour south of Disney World. Or, okay. Do you know where Edwards Air Force Base is? Okay, well, we're not there. We're about 30 miles north of the base. Look, describing your town by using other attractions only reinforces the sense of place for the attraction. It doesn't force people to think. Number 6, corporations. Yep, we say things like, well, this is the home of FedEx. Or, welcome to Bentonville, Arkansas, the home of Walmart. All I picture when I hear that is the orange and blue FedEx logo or a town that's just one giant Walmart. All right, number 5, we use celebrities. I hear things like, well, Oprah Winfrey has a summer home here. Or, Abraham Lincoln was born here in a little log cabin right over there. Well, that's just great. I picture Oprah Winfrey and Abraham Lincoln's top hat, but not the place. Number 4, novelty. Oh, this is a good one. We say things like, okay, we're home to the world's largest ball of twine. Or, we have the world's largest chair right there in our town square. Now, these sound truly unique, but they don't invite us to ask a follow-up question. They don't challenge us to think. Number 3, resources. Well, we're a coal town. Yep, that's pretty much it. Or, we're a logging town. Not really proud of the fact that we're a logging town. The trees are dying out, but yeah, we're a logging town. That one honestly happened in a town in California. Number 2, we use geography. Okay, now we're located about 40 miles north of Milwaukee. Or, we're actually at the foothills of the Cascades. Honestly, I don't know what a foothill is, and I know Cascade is a dishwashing detergent. And the number 1 way we describe the places we live, market, and work is the past. Yeah, this is the most common way we talk about the places we're trying to grow. We talk about what it used to be. I went to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and when I asked the woman at the visitor center what the town was known for, she said, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania used to be the 2nd largest steel producer in the United States. Used to be. Yeah, I went to Carson City, Nevada, and they told me that Carson City, Nevada is an old silver mining town. Meanwhile, Tesla just hired 375 people and built a massive facility in town. Well, there you have it. The top 7 ways we describe the places we live, market, and work. Not one of these helps create a sense of place. In fact, describing our cities and towns like this has the complete opposite effect. It dilutes the sense of place. We've got to change the way we describe our town, and it starts with you. We can't be everything to everyone. We have to be something to someone. So, what if we start creating a sense of place by changing the way we describe where we live, work, and play? Ask yourself, exactly what are we marketing to whom? All right, my fellow Rooster Boosters, I have a challenge for you. Yes, you. But before I issue my challenge, I'm so excited to be in town today. I'll be spending time with some of you where we'll dive deeper into the laws of attraction. And I can't wait. But before I go and get ready for my in-person sessions, here's the deal. Creating a sense of place starts with you and the businesses you're a part of. If we're going to start attracting more visitors, employers, businesses, employees, if we're going to lure in new residents, new investment, new opportunities to Owensboro, we all need to change the way we describe our town. So here's the challenge. Go to your website or your company's website and click on the About Us page. You know the one. You probably haven't updated it in, I don't know, maybe 3 years. Yeah, that's the one. Now, reread your About Us page. Does it answer this one simple question? Why are you here? Does it? Why are you in Owensboro? What is unique about Owensboro that keeps your business here? Look, we live in a world where you can work from anywhere, literally anywhere. So why are you here? If your About Us page doesn't answer that question, I challenge you to fix it. Because you are one of the reasons Owensboro is such a fantastic place. You are one of the reasons people visit. You are the reason people work here, live here, play here. You are the ones who attract opportunity and investment. And if you can't describe exactly why you're here, if you can't create a sense of place for the people you come into contact with, no one can. Ask yourself, why am I here? All right, thank you, Rooster Boosters. I can't wait to see some of you. I'll see you in a couple hours. Have a great morning.
Andrew Davis, what a pleasure it is to have you with us for the November Rooster Booster Breakfast. Thanks for being with us. And by the way, thanks to everybody with us online this morning. And, the moment you all have been waiting for, Brooklyn, my kitchen smells like ham heaven.
Welcome to my life.
Oh my gosh. You know, I mentioned earlier I may want to move into the Kentucky Legend Test Kitchen. I may just come live in your office.
That's perfect. I'm ready for you any day.
Okay, so we're going to take these out, right?
Yes. Yes, it is finally time.
Okay, I'm so excited about this. Oh my goodness, will you all look at that piece of heaven right there? Oh my gosh! So hey, we need to mention too, it's really important for the internal temperature to be, what, 140?
Okay, so this recipe, it says 140. The important thing here is that you have to keep in mind our items already double smoked. We've talked about it, cured in its own natural juices. Have to make sure I mention that. So if you're making like pork products and you Google it, it's usually 165. So don't fret whenever we're talking about 140. You could have taken a bite out of this if you wanted to, like before we started this process.
Yeah.
And you always want to use your meat thermometer in the deepest part. So we're going in the center of this ham.
Okay, good times. I'm just going to sit here and cradle my ham for a while. I'm just going to rock it back and forth like a baby. So while we're doing this, because it's almost time to plate, we're going to check in with Nick again. And Nick is actually at the Owensboro Convention Center at the Kentucky Legend Cafe. So Nick, to you, buddy.
Hey guys, Nick here. Just got down to the Owensboro Convention Center at the Kentucky Legend Cafe. I'm down here to talk to Haley about cronuts in the cafe.
The Kentucky Legend Cafe is located downtown Owensboro inside the convention center in the main lobby. We are open Monday through Friday, 10 to 3 p.m., and we are also open for special events on the weekends. We feature all Kentucky Legend products, and all of our meats and sandwiches have Kentucky Legend products as well. Today we came up with a special item just for the chamber members, the Kentucky Legend Cronut. It is a cross between a croissant and a donut, and it has a fluffy maple frosting, diced Kentucky Legend bacon, and pecans. Nick, do we want to tell them how they can come pick up their cronut today?
Absolutely. First off, it sounds amazing. Second, if you guys will come down here after Rooster Booster, we have promotional items. We're gonna have the cronuts. You guys want to get out of your vehicle, it's just like a drive-through. You guys should also come visit the convention center and have some food at the cafe sometime. They're quick meals. You can dine in or take them to go, and they have great social distancing measures down here. They've got signs on the floor, signs at the door, and they have a hand sanitizing station for you. We're really excited to see you guys after Rooster Booster. Back to you.
Thanks, Nick. Hanging out at the Kentucky Legend Cafe at the Owensboro Convention Center. I'm here at Chad's Cafe, Brooklyn's Cafe, and we're about ready to get to the plating of this ham. Before we do, though, you know, with Nick being down at the cafe at the convention center, we need to also mention the pier.
Doesn't it look amazing? So last year during Rooster Booster, we were talking about the fact that we were doing this great mural with world-renowned artist Aaron Kaiser. We were really, really excited about it. And actually, we were hoping to get that done and completed right after Rooster Booster. And then we ran into some really awesome cold weather that delayed us about 4 weeks. So Aaron did everything he could to try to get it done faster. But I think we wrapped that up around December 13th. And it looks absolutely beautiful. If you haven't gone downtown, make sure you do. And of course, you can always check out the videos where you get that great aerial view. So you can really see it in all of its beauty. It's almost at 2,000 square feet. So it's really something to look at.
All right, Brooklyn. The moment of truth has arrived. I see that big old hand of yours on that platter. I've not taken mine off the roasting pan yet because I'm still sitting here wafting the smell of whiskey and orange into my nostrils, which is fabulous. So let's talk about garnishing this. How are we going to do it?
Okay, so I'm probably the only person that takes like garnishing super seriously, but mostly because of my job, right? I don't think most people garnish, but it's really important to do it because that's what makes this like extra special when you bring it to your family. So there's things that you can do. Obviously, we already bought oranges. So here we just have them kind of, that ring light's really making it hard to see, but we have those thinly sliced. I might cut them again and kind of tuck them into the platter. I'm also using just some fresh cranberries. That was a hard word. And I'm just gonna put those all around the platter. And you can use like big rosemary twigs. That's always like a really great one to use. And I'm honestly, if you're looking for, I just dropped 84 of them on the ground. I just want you to know that. I was literally, they're all over the floor. I've used also like kale. Kale is a good one, depending on what you really made with yours. But it's always good to use one of the ingredients that you've actually put into your glaze around it.
So can I make a confession? Can I confess something to you?
Like, I'm going to confess that I dropped 800 cranberries all over it.
Okay, so when I got the recipe that you sent over, and it said slice the oranges, I'm like, okay, so how does she want them sliced? And I'm such a goofball. Here's what I did. So like you, I sliced them like this. I mean, and they look perfect, right? But just in case you didn't want them sliced like that, I sliced them. I also sliced one orange like super thinly, like mandarin oranges.
Good thing you have 42 oranges to use.
Well, I didn't know what you wanted to do. So
I don't blame. I mean, it was a piece of paper. I don't blame it. So I'm really just tucking these in because the colors are really beautiful with the cranberry and the oranges. Yeah. And this is so easy. I mean, you don't want to spend a ton of money on your garnish. That's ridiculous. So it's always great to just, I mean, a bag of cranberries is nothing and one extra orange. And then you have this beauty right here.
Yeah, show us.
Good thing it's heavy. Did the dog see it?
Happy birthday, Chad! I would just came over to say happy birthday since today's your birthday.
you. I don't have my mask on.
I have mine on appropriately
That's
to the
good.
Xers no-nos.
What's the dog in the house?
Okay. Oh, sorry. That's a meat thermometer.
Okay, I love it. Meat thermometer.
Well, the word on the street was you needed one for the ham.
Do you all want some ham? I mean,
Are you finished? Oh,
It's finished.
I'm late. And here's some baked goods.
oh,
Family
that's
Bakery.
amazing. That's awesome. Thank you all so much. My dogs are losing their
Okay.
minds.
Okay. All right. Well, love ya.
Love you too.
See you after Rooster Booster. See you in a little bit.
Yes.
Okay? All right.
My dogs are losing their minds.
Happy birthday.
Okay, that's awesome. What a great surprise, by the way. Meat thermometer. Oh, and I got some baked goods too. Oh, I tell you what, I've been eating that ham the whole time. I may have to like bite into one of these. Hold, please. Okay, so that ham again. Show that ham again.
Yes, I'm sorry. Watch me like just have this slide right off the platter.
That's gorgeous.
Who's ready? Who's ready for
Kentucky
Thanksgiving?
legend,
I know I am.
Brooklyn. Yeah, I mean, what a fun way to spend the morning. And thanks to Specialty Foods, thanks to Kentucky Legend, I can tell you my kitchen just smells like Thanksgiving and orange and whiskey and really hungry dogs. Thank you all for joining us. By the way, are we going to have this recipe available for them?
Yes. So all of our recipes are located on KentuckyLegend.com/recipes. The great thing whenever you're worried about the holidays and planning, we have all of these under glazes as well. So make sure whenever you check out those recipes that you look to see what type of ham it is, because we have them for large, we have them for the medium, we have them for the small. So just make sure you double check what that is so you know when to double your recipe.
We'll see you next month.